This is LeBron James, and today we're putting his career in reverse, which means he'll be starting his career in Los Angeles before heading out to Cleveland, Miami, and back to Cleveland again. But right now he's starting his career alongside Kobe and Shaq, who are coming off a three-peat. And when you have the greatest prospect of all time stepping into these circumstances, he's getting more than enough veteran leadership to flourish in the NBA. There's not a single thing this Lakers team lacks, and of course they're going into the NBA Finals, winning their 4th championship in a row and giving LeBron his first. But while things began on an extremely high note, they just as quickly come crashing down. A 4-peat unfortunately wasn't enough to salvage Shaq and Kobe's internal beef, which led to Shaq being traded to Miami. This certainly reduces the Lakers' firepower, but not too much, as they'd still win 53 games and finish as the 5th seed in a tough Western Conference. They're in fact so good that in the first round of the playoffs, they're taking down a Dirk-led Dallas Mavericks team in 6 games. However, their run would come to a screeching halt the following series, getting crushed by the Phoenix Suns to say the very least. Because of this loss, the media will run with their narratives, and we have to ask, was Shaq a better fit alongside Kobe? Well, heading into year 3 with this criticism in mind, LeBron and Kobe would tear the league apart, climbing back to the top of the West, winning 62 games in the process. And while the regular season would be a cakewalk for them, I wouldn't give the second round the same description. They're facing a very interesting duo from Houston, one being Tracy McGrady, who's a very similar player to the Mamba, and the other being a 7'6" giant Yao Ming. We just simply don't have the size to stop, and that would be very obvious early on, since the Rockets are quickly blasting off with the first game. This would be a roller coaster ride of a series, seeing these two powerhouses fight back and forth, with each game having an opposite winner. But in the end, it would be Yao and T-Mac coming out on top in 7, ending what looked to be a very promising season. And LA's lack of a competent big man has been an exposed weakness, with teams targeting this matchup throughout the 2007 season. This, alongside a weak supporting cast for our 2 stars, is leading to just 45 wins. And in the playoffs once again, we're playing another all-time big man in Tim Duncan. The Spurs are getting rid of us in 6 games, and this will ultimately be the final straw for LA's front office. They're bringing in all-star big man Pau Gasol, which forms a big 3 in Los Angeles that'll surely run the West for the next couple of years. And that's pretty obvious early on, considering they win 72 games their first season together, tying the NBA record for most wins in a season. And with these insane numbers on arguably the greatest team of all time, LeBron's taking home the 2008 MVP award. Teams were absolutely terrified of this trio, and that's opening up the path to the NBA Finals, where we're facing Boston, taking a quick 3-1 lead before ultimately shutting them down in 6 games to give LeBron his 2nd title. This also gives Kobe his 5th, not just tying him with Shaq, who won again in 06, but also bringing him just 1 more championship from tying his legendary idol Michael Jordan. So with this extra drive, the 2009 season would be one highlighted by the Black Mamba. Kobe's taken over the league, with this time him being crowned as the most valuable player. And to make a long story short, they're going to another NBA Finals, winning back-to-back, giving Kobe his 6th ring and LeBron his 3rd. NBA history has certainly changed, and so has the legacy of these 2 NBA legends. But all good things must come to an end, and LeBron's about to play his final season as a Los Angeles Laker. There have been plenty ups, as well as some downs, but to cap off his final regular season in Hollywood, he's winning his 2nd MVP, while simultaneously taking home the Defensive Player of the Year award. He's officially entering his prime, and showing us he's the best player in the world. But in the 2010 Western Conference Finals, we're seeing the legitimacy of his awards being questioned, as they're once again facing the San Antonio Spurs. This is a team we've already lost to in the past, and can't afford to lose to now. On the verge of his 2nd three-peat, Kobe will use his Jordan-esque moves to win Game 1 at home. But in Game 2, it's Tim Duncan taking over, stealing the 2nd on the road. And this series will be highlighted by the away team taking wins on the opponent's home floor, leading to a 3-3 series tie and a Game 7. With just 1 more game remaining, we're about to see who's going to the NBA Finals. Tony Parker has the ball, driving it past Kobe, and LeBron absolutely swatting his shot off the glass. LeBron now on the fast break, hands it off to Bynum, who gets the and-one layup finish. And now for his free throw, he does make it, knocking down the 3-point play. They're gonna give it down to Tim Duncan in the post. Pau Gasol guarding him. He's going to work drop step, and oh my god, that was a nice drop step, I wouldn't even lie. 1.5 minutes remaining. LeBron playing the point as of right now. Pau Gasol with screen for LeBron, a fading 3, and oh my god, LeBron just knocked that down. Ginobili, a screen by Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was open, but Ginobili's gonna spin into 2 defenders, and he still makes the spin layup. We're seeing some tough buckets right now. LeBron is gonna give it to Powell, who's giving it to Kobe. A deep fade 3 by Kobe, and he misses that one, okay? Parker down to Tim Duncan on the fast break, the layup, and he misses, but he gets his own rebound, goes back up, and it's blocked again, okay? The Lakers a chance to extend their lead. LeBron just throwing the shoulder, and he misses the layup, but he gets his own rebound, goes back up, and he gets it to fall, this time with the close fadeaway. See the ball to Tim Duncan again. Post hook, and the hook just rattles in, okay? LeBron's wasting the clock, taking a screen by Bynum. Let's see, he's going to drive it, a layup, and he missed the lay. Bynum puts it back in. And that seals the deal, sending us back to the NBA Finals, where once again we're facing the Boston Celtics yet again. And they do say history repeats itself, which would be extremely true on this occasion.
They are a team for the ages.
This gives Kobe a total of 7 championships, and with him being just 31, he has plenty of time to increase that number. But LeBron also has forward age 25, and we might just see him pass the Mamba. But his first season in Cleveland wouldn't see him adding on to his resume just yet. He's averaging 30 points for the first time in his career, but that's only because his Cavalier teammates aren't exactly great at scoring the ball. They're finishing this year as a respectable 4th seed, but getting bounced in the first round by LeBron's team in an alternate reality. Fortunately enough, the Cavaliers are gaining a young stud in Kyrie Irving, but he's more than far away from entering his prime, and the next 2 seasons wouldn't see us getting far, losing early on and bringing us to 2014. LeBron's first stint in Cleveland hasn't gone too well compared to his time in LA, and he now only has 1 more year to play here. So the hometown hero is making the best of his situation and winning his 3rd MVP award. And now in his 3rd season in the league, Kyrie's improving enough to help King James conquer the East and gallop through rounds 1, 2, and 3. This brings LeBron to his 5th NBA Finals, this time against the Oklahoma City Thunder. When he faced them in real life, he was the one walking away victorious. But the circumstances are totally different, with one being that Oklahoma City has home court advantage and are quickly taking a 2-0 lead. While LeBron and Kyrie would do what it took to get a win in Game 3, OKC's duo is just too good, taking number 4 and a 3-1 lead on this series. This puts LeBron in a deep hole considering that no team has ever come back from being down 3-1 in the NBA Finals, and fortunately enough for OKC, he wouldn't be the first, seeing Russ and KD bring the city a championship. And that sends LeBron off to Miami, joining Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. But he's just a couple years too late because they're now past their primes and don't exactly have the same pep in their step. However, this wouldn't stop him from averaging some great numbers and also winning his 2nd DPOY. He's also leading the Heat to a win against the Bulls in the first round, but in the 2nd he's playing a young Paul George, who would ultimately end Miami's season in 7. And as time goes on, the Heat's chances of winning a championship are only diminishing. But let's not forget that it's LeBron James we're talking about, and if anyone can take a team to the finals, he can. Well, this season, with him leading the way, averaging 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists, his comrades are following behind him, helping out enough to end 2016 with 59 wins and the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. It took some increased effort, but they're starting off these playoffs by sending home Boston in round 1 and getting revenge on Indiana in the 2nd. They're even beating the team LeBron just left in 6 games to return to his 6th NBA Finals, where we're up against the MVP of the league, his splash bro, and a defensive menace. But while we've stormed through the playoffs this far, our momentum's taking a hit. Steph's not just coming out and snatching Game 1, but 2 as well to take a lead on this series. But if we've learned not to count one man out, then that man is LeBron James, because he's guiding the Heat past the Warriors in the next 2, tying it in South Beach. But once again, the Warriors are jumping on it, going up 3-2. Luckily enough for us, we're staying afloat in Game 6 and holding on to this series. There's only one more game to decide the 2016 NBA Finals, and we're about to see who reigns supreme. The screen for Steph, he's gonna drive it down to Verajao, the tough layup, and he misses it. LeBron has it, driving it on Clay, and oh my god, he just bodied Anderson Varejao, his former teammate, by the way. Now let's see, Steph has the ball, he's gonna blow past Dragic, floater over his man. Miami has the ball, LeBron is gonna get it down the post, they're gonna send a double, he's gonna fade over him, and he misses it, okay. Iggy with the ball on the fast break gives it to Steph, who's absolutely dribbling and cooking Goran Dragic. The tough layup, and he gets the and one to fall. That's one of the toughest plays I've ever seen on 2K, and he's gonna get the free throw automatically to go in. I mean, it's Steph Curry, of course. Now, how will Miami respond? We have Goran Dragic finding some space, ball to Whiteside to Wade, who's gonna get a screen from Chris Bosh, a fading three, and he knocks it down. Okay, couldn't lead down to one for the Warriors. Bringing it to Iggy, who is going to dribble it around to Steph. Steph has the ball. Verajao with another screen for him. A deep fading three, just like the one Wade got in. Curry gets it to fall, showing he can do the exact same thing. LeBron has the ball, under a minute left to play, and they're down by 4. Cuts the lead down to 2 with a layup at the rim. Golden State up 2 with about 45 seconds left. Steph's dribbling the clock out right now. Draymond is going to screen for him on the right side. Steph is going to drive it, the layup, and the layup is good, extending their lead out to 4 points. LeBron to win another championship. The backdoor cut by Whiteside, and LeBron finds him at the perfect time. Draymond a screen for Steph. He has plenty of space, and he just lays it right over Chris Bosh. And with another loss under his belt, it truly makes you wonder if LeBron has what it takes to get over the hump without Kobe, who actually has 8 titles at this point, with him winning his last in 2013. And that might have been his best chance at doing so, because Wade's on his way out of Miami, and Chris Bosh just played his last healthy season in the NBA. So if LeBron's gonna take South Beach back to the finals and potentially win this time, he'll have to get it out the mud. But to make a long story short, he wouldn't be getting it done this season, nor would he in the following one. And with LeBron's time in Miami coming to an end without a championship, he's returning to his home state of Ohio. But if there's one thing he needs to do before retiring, it would be to bring this franchise a banner. But that's a lot easier said than done, because this Cavs roster is really lacking outside of LeBron. And that would show exponentially this season, with them finishing as the 6th seed and getting embarrassed by the Washington Wizards in the first round. If LeBron's going to win Cleveland a championship, then he's going to need some pieces around him. And in this year's draft, the Cavs are selecting Darius Garland, a young, shifty point guard who has some similarities to Kyrie. It might take a while, but Cleveland's building around LeBron and placing the stones to help him go all the way. But at this point, he's 35 years old, and they have to work quickly to bring in some pieces. On top of that, LeBron's getting sent home in the first round again in the bubble, taking us back to the drawing board. But that's okay, because in the following season, we're gaining a young Jared Allen who has Defensive Player of the Year potential. And while the 2021 season would end with a second round exit, the rebuild is slowly coming together. And in this draft, we're taking Evan Mobley, another defensive-minded big man who has the ability to stretch the floor. The pieces are being carefully handpicked to fit around LeBron, and all he's missing now is a co-star. Well, in the following season, he's getting exactly that, as the Cavs are trading for all-star guard Donovan Mitchell, who would immediately make his impact on Cleveland. They're officially one of the best teams in the East, which will reflect in their regular season record. But let's not forget this is Mitchell's first year on the team, and their chemistry will take time to build. There's bound to be some growing pains, especially since 4 out of our 5 starters are under the age of 28 and trying to find their place in the league. So with that being said, the Bucks will take advantage, sending us home in 6 games and giving LeBron just 2 more years to play in Cleveland. This puts some extreme pressure on him to win a championship, and at age 39, there's some serious questions about how much longer he can play at this level. But by the end of this season, there wouldn't be any more doubts about the Cavaliers' contention status. They'd own the Eastern Conference, beating Toronto in 6, Miami in 6, and giving Indiana the broom, with LeBron heading to his 7th finals appearance. But his opponent's the Dallas Mavericks, led by a young Luka who's taken the league by storm. And we can't forget his former teammate Kyrie, who we failed to win a championship with. The future face of the league is meeting the present, but LeBron's coming out with a 2-0 start, showing Luka it's not just his time yet. But maybe it would be, because back in Dallas, Luka swinging hard, tying the series at 2 each. But back in Cleveland, we're taking another dub, pushing us to a 3-2 series lead. Are we about to see LeBron win his 5th title, or will Luka be forcing a Game 7 to potentially win his first? Mitchell has the ball. Jared Allen with the screen on the left side. Mitchell a 3 wide open, and he cashes it, taking a 5-point Cavaliers lead. Now they have Luka and they have Kyrie in their backcourt, and they're gonna foul Luka right now at the line. The first one is good, and now for a second free throw. Let's see, will he cash this one in? Yes, he will. Garland, an off-ball 3, gets it to fall in.
A minute left to play. Luka has the ball. Let's see him working his magic, and that was a good pass, but it's stolen by the Cavs. Let's see. Fast break to Jarrett Allen. I think that might be the game.
And that would be the dagger, closing off this series and giving LeBron his 5th championship. He's finally brought his hometown a banner, as well as won his first championship since leaving Kobe and Pau back in 2010. And in the year 2025, although it took longer than real life to achieve, he's leaving records we might not ever see broken again.
LeBron James, a shot at history.
So let's not waste any more time because LeBron's going to his 8th finals appearance, facing the Oklahoma City Thunder in his last playoff series. And while he did lose to this franchise all the way back in 2014, it's his turn to sit on the throne because he wouldn't be winning just 1, 2, or 3 games, but he's winning 4 straight to win his 6th NBA championship and finishing his career off with a legendary resume. And if you made it this far into the video, make sure you subscribe because this year, 2025, we are going to hit 100,000 subscribers. And if you liked this video, then I know you'll love to see what happened when I gave Bronny James LeBron's career. So click the video on screen and let's find out what happens together.